Hello and welcome to this mix up. This is on my alternative channel, Anti-War, and we have two things to mix up today. Tahitian treat, naturally and artificially fruit punch flavored soda, introduced in 1962. Now, if you'd have seen older labels, it have said Canada Dry Tahitian treat. They kept the label, but they just took off the Canada Dry. It's produced in the United States by Keurig Dr. Pepper, a new company from a merger. And I don't know why they took the Canada Dry off of it, because Canada Dry is owned by Dr. Pepper, Keurig Dr. Pepper, but I don't know, whatever they wanted to separate it. They also own Hawaiian Punch. Anyway, the competitor is Caliber. Caliber Canadian whiskey, introduced in 2004. There's the crown for King William III. Well, this crown was for Queen Elizabeth II, you know what I mean. But anyway, now it's for King William III of Canada. 2 maple leafs. There's the writing down there. It says a smooth and mellow blend from our master distillers. Well, they do have master distillers at Sazerac, Canada. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. Bottled by IWA Distilling Company, Louisville, Kentucky. Well, I called Sazerac and they told me they don't have a bottling plant in Louisville. That's where their lawyers' offices are. They said everything is bottled at Buffalo Trace down the road. Okay, doesn't really matter. It's bottled in Kentucky. It's 40% alcohol. No age statements. We know it's aged at least 3 years. It's got flavoring added. Canadian whiskey is allowed to have flavoring added. True story. All right. But it has to be aged at least 3 years. So American whiskey does not have to be aged at least 3 years. So they got the advantage on us as far as their requirements. All Canadian whiskey must be at least 3 years in the barrel, oak barrels. Now, if you look at American whiskey, it doesn't say how long. It's interesting because it'll say it has to be at least 80 proof, 40% alcohol. It has to be aged in oak barrels, but that's all it says. Aged in, well, if it's used barrels, then it's just whiskey. If it's new oak barrels, charred oak, or it's just oak barrels, it's corn whiskey. If it's new charred oak barrels, then it's bourbon, but it doesn't say long. So theoretically, you could take corn spirits, put it in a new charred oak barrel, let it rest for 6 months, and it's bourbon. I don't know if it'd be very good bourbon, but it would be legally it'd be bourbon. Now, to be straight bourbon, yes, it has to be aged at least 2 years, which is not long. It's still a year less than Canada's requirements. I hear the U.S. Postal Service out there. Let it mix up a little bit here. Swish it around. Agitated it pretty well when I poured it, so. All right, let's go with the aroma. Let's go with the appearance first. It's red. Got some red food coloring. Ooh. Now, the ingredients, it's weird though. Do they have food color? I'm saying food coloring, but it's caffeine free. It's low sodium. 3% sodium. 3% of your daily value. 70 milligrams of sodium per 12 ounces. $180 calories. So here's the says produced under the authority of Dr. Pepper. All right, Plano, Texas. Water. The main ingredient is water. Common sense there. High fructose corn syrup. So the second ingredient is the sweetener, high fructose corn syrup. Citric acid. Give it that acidity. Sodium benzoate, a preservative. Acacia gum. natural and artificial flavors, ester gum. I have to look up what is on ester gum, and red 40. Okay, so they use food coloring, red number 40. That's why it's red. Okay, let's go with the aroma. Oh, so much cherry. It's just like a cherry flavored drink. I don't know how you feel about that. And coconut. So it's like coconut and cherry. That's bizarre, but that's what it is. I don't know if y'all have ever had Tahitian treat. I checked Walmart today. They don't have it. Winn-Dixie, they don't have it. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. But Mathern's did for $2.29 for that 2 liter. Come to find out, I could have gotten it deep into New Orleans for $1.48. But I'm not saving any money. Having to drive that way to get it. I mean, if I was passing through, I would have gotten it. Certainly wasn't making a special trip. And it's very fruit punchy. Cherry, coconut. Now, as I'm getting down through the bottle, seems like the cherry flavor is taking over and the coconut flavor is dissipating. Could it have been that as it settled I never shook it up, as it settled over the months, or maybe only weeks, that the coconut flavor rose to the top and the cherry flavor sunk? I don't know the science behind it, but it seemed like it could have, because when I first popped it open, it was like super coconut with an undertaste of cherry, and now it's cherry with some coconut. Now there's a wood taste underneath, but that's coming from the Canadian whiskey. It's not coming from stuff not going to have a wood flavor. Since it was originated by Canada Dry back when they were their own company, and since Canada Dry ginger ale is almost always used in cocktails and highballs and those kind of things, I get the impression that Tahitian treat, since its inception 61 years ago, might have always been seen predominantly in bars, lounges, bars and grills, taverns, restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like, not so much in the grocery store, but more in the bar rooms as a lightly carbonated mixer. Could be wrong. Maybe in 1971 it was super popular and everybody was drinking it, but I don't remember it. And as a child, I used to keep an eye on soft drinks. I mean, you're a child, so you like that kind of stuff. You like sugar cereal. So I would always be noticing what soft drinks were around, and whatever independent little brands like Big Shot, Faygo, what's the one I saw at Walmart? They just updated the label, went from that cursive to the squared off writing. Man, what's the name of that stuff? It's like one Shasta, yeah, Shasta. So Shasta, I used to see that. RC, which I guess is not a minor brand. In Louisiana, Big Shot was kind of big, and then Barks root beer was big. Barks cream soda was big. But then Barks got bought they moved out of New Orleans to Biloxi, Mississippi, I'm pretty sure. And then they got bought by Coca-Cola. The family sold it, so it's all in Atlanta now, but or whoever's franchising the flavor out. But those were big. But Tahitian treat, I don't recall ever seeing that until like 2 years ago when I saw it on the shelf and I started thinking, what is this stuff? And I was compelled to try it. But somebody put on Facebook, Tahitian treat is the bomb, like they know about it. Keurig Dr. Pepper also owns, I think it's called Dad's Root Beer, which they claim is the best. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying any more high fructose corn syrup soft drinks, so don't look for them, all right? You're not going to see Coca-Cola in these mix-ups unless I find the sugar version, which is rare. Pepsi, same story. If it's Dr. Pepper, it's going to be the sugar version, the very rare sugar, cane sugar version. Now you say, oh no, you can't get it. Well, it's made in Texas and you can get it, but you may have trouble getting it. And there's some other independent brands of soda, soda pop, soft drink, whatever you call them. In Louisiana, they call them soft drinks. But that use pure cane sugar, but that's not too common. I would think 99% of the production in the U.S. is using high fructose corn syrup with its sticky, sweet presentation, which I don't like, and I'm not going to drink it. I'm not even going to drink the sugar ones. I'm only going to use them in the mix-ups. I'm not drinking sugar. I'm not drinking these kind of things. I drink beer, all right, and wine occasionally, but to drink these things, nah, no. Especially the high fructose corn syrup ones, which they're probably no worse to drink as far as your health. I just don't like the taste. I don't like not so much the taste, it's that burn and that sticky mouthfeel. Yeah, blah. But the Tahitian treat, now I gotta admit, if I was forced to drink one of these things, this high fructose thing, I guess Tahitian treat would be the one I'd reach for because it seemed like it's got a better construction than the others, which is strange that it would taste better when it's like probably the least prominent, right? The least prominent. Well, never know about that. All right, so how did this mix up go? Well, it went fine, but it's the same story with all the rest. You don't taste the alcohol, which I guess is the reason people do the mix-ups, the cocktails. You taste the Tahitian treat. I didn't taste the American blended whiskey. I didn't taste the bourbon whiskey. You know, the 10 high bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. I didn't taste the Canadian, caliber Canadian. I didn't really taste the Nikolai premium vodka with premium liqueur. So that's 4 already. I guess I could bring in Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey, and brandy. Well, by the time I get past the Irish, I'll probably be out of. I don't have too much Tahitian treat left. You know, I mean, I'm getting down low, so. But that's okay because I'm not dying to keep drinking it. All right, we'll go as long as we can, and then that's it. And then we'll bring in some other in a few weeks, some other. But it's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be sugar, cane sugar based. Or I'm not gonna do it. You won't see another mix up if I can't get cane sugar based, but you'll see it because I know I can get them. Just not going to be common. All right. Thank you for watching this mix up. Tahitian treat.